Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back in the Westfold and we'll continue our journey to the west as we look for Hildith's riders, the riders that she sent across the Westfold looking for Grimbold. So right now we only need to find Cúthsig, who rode west. Kinda funny considering we just came from the west. As I told you before, coming first to Helm's Deep to unlock all the other quests in the Westfold. It works for the story. It does, but it's still a little bit awkward. Going all the way to Helm's Deep, then going back to Grimslade to the east, and then all the way back to Helm's Deep. I mean, we will be doing this sort of back and forth a couple times. The story is really neat, though, so I much rather have it this way than say, for example, come first to Grimslade. I know, it builds this sense of urgency since you are first looking for the king and then you try to help the people of the Westfold before going to the Hamburg, so once again, it works. The ground is trampled here as if a great host of horsemen rode southward. Perhaps Cúthsig followed his trail. The ground is trampled here. Yeah, we still need to ride to the south. Why are you marking that on my map? I'm not sure. Indigo plant. Okay. But no, what we were looking for is actually this camp. Here. So look who we have here. Gandalf, Elfhelm, Cúthsig. Is Erkenbrand here?
What is happening to these lands?
It is Elfhelm. I cannot believe my eyes. Elfhelm was one of the last men to see Grimbold and Erkenbrand. And I believe the old man is Gandalf Greyheim, if stories be true. But he is all white now. You seem to know the wizard, Beriathan. You must be quite the adventurer. Well met, Beriathan. I have found the Lord Elfhelm, and so have you, for that matter. I have had news of Erkenbrand and Grimbold at last, after much searching. I believe they will be far to the west from here, nearer to Helm's Deep than I dared hope. Elfhelm and Grimbold did not part as friends. Elfhelm is about to depart for Edoras to protect the King's own city. If you have anything to ask of him, you should do so now, before he departs.
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan.
It grieves me to hear that Lady Hildith begs word of Grimbold, for I have nothing much to give. I will tell you all that I can of our parting, and you may feel free to relay the message to the lady. Elfhelm is willing to tell you of the last time he saw Grimbold. Yeah, do tell, please. What happened? Elfhelm recalls his struggle with Grimbold at the end of the second battle for the Fords of Isen. But the first battle is the one in which Théoden fell. We were there. And well, we were not in the second one, but I think they were like a week apart? A week and a half apart? Not too much time. When you stop to look at the timeline in the books. But if you stop to consider all the things we have done since Théoden died, that is a lot. A whole lot. 2 expansions away. 2 whole expansions away. Can you believe it?
Following the death of Théoden, the servants of the White Hand launch a second attack upon Elfhelm and Grimbold at the Fords of Isen.
Almost a full 100 episodes after the first battle, you return to the forts from pursuing a band of Uruks to no avail, and find a scene of utter chaos and despair. Yeah, kinda crazy when you stop to think about it. This man draws no breath. This man draws no breath. But wait a second. Oh, there is another soldier here, but wait a second, because we don't get to play it as this hardy Rohirrim too often. So yeah, taking a few good pictures while we can. Ask the dying soldier what happened while you were gone? Yeah, please. My lord Elfhelm, you ask the dying man what happened here. Erkenbrand rode south to cut off the enemy, but the enemy cut him off instead, and then they came, a great host. They keep coming. Hardly anyone is left. Grimbold alone stands his ground. He cannot last long without aid. Yeah, take a look at this. Things are looking even worse than they did when we left Elfhelm and Grimbold. We hadn't met Erkenbrand. So he arrived at some point after that first battle. Not sure which one. What we need to do now? Defeat enemies at the fort? Okay. It's gonna take a while. As you can see, we have one AoE which does decent damage, a single target skill which good enough, has a short cooldown at least, a big single target with a long cooldown, and of course some self heals. So the matter in here is just being patient with your cooldowns, really, and nothing else. Okay. 3 down, 7 more to go. Here you can see we cannot talk to him yet, but Grimbold is here, and this gives us the perfect chance to look for the best picture possible of him. So give me just a moment to try that. Alright, now we need to keep looking for more enemies. Have this Uruk-hai respond? Not sure. Oh, you really? I hate those disarms, especially because we don't have any way to counter them playing as Elfhelm, so it is annoying more than anything, because you do really well on your own, but Can you please die? Yeah, thank you. Let us see if we can find another solitary enemy that we can fight. Yeah, seems this is downloading here. Find Grimbold amongst the chaos. Here, as you can see, it is clear that the battle has taken a dire turn. There is no hope.
What brings you to these lands?
Elfhelm, you're back. Now we can give them a battle to remember. Erkenbrand has been cut off by the host upon the shore. Our men begin to dwindle and the enemy grows in strength. How did Isengard raise such a fearsome horde? Come, Elfhelm, let us draw our swords together once more. We will not live to see tomorrow, but our foes will be the weaker for it. Tell Grimbold no. Of course no, that's suicidal.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
You do not mean to fight. His expression is devastated. You tell Grimbold the truth, that the battle is lost and it is time to retreat to rally what little strength is left. Grimbold's voice is low and next he speaks. I am here to defend the forts until my last breath, Elfhelm. Warriors of Rohan, hear me! Erkenbrand cannot reach us and our force is severed. Elfhelm believes we should retreat while we still can. If you wish to go with him and save your lives... But I will fight. I will not abandon the forts. I will avenge Théoden and hold shut the realm against our enemy until I can stand no longer. Who will stand and fight with me?
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
The Uruks have us nearly surrounded. There has been enough death today. The soldier is unwilling to lay down his life for a lost cause. What is this? Will no one fight with me? Elfhelm, please. Live with the soldiers while there is still time. Grimbold will follow if he is wise. Yeah, that's not a sound plan. Elfhelm, let us pay our respects to Théoden. That's his grave over here. But yeah, we gotta live. You should look back to see if Grimbold is following. Beckon to Grimbold. Grimbold stands dumbfounded at Théoden's grave, unmoving. So that was it. That was the second battle at the Fords of Isen. Roughly 1 week after the first one. Almost 100 episodes in LOTRO time. 2 whole expansions away. 20 levels. And God knows how many zones, how many quests. It's a lot we have done since then. I must be off again at once if I am to find Erkenbrand in time. We must reach the Harmbreak before the Uruks are done with it, on foot, but for Shadowfax if Elfhelm's reports are to be believed. farewell to you, Beriathan. I hope you will join me in my search for the Lords of the Westfold when you are able. Yeah, it seems we need to return to Hildith now. I don't see any other way of doing this, really. Yeah, I think when we advance this quest, we will be able to advance the others as well. So, thankfully, we have our milestone bound to Grimslade and save some time. And now we only need to race back to the meat hall. Grimbold and Grimbold. Well, at least I know your names, both of you.
1,000 curses upon the orcs.
Hildith is pale as you relay Elfhelm's harsh account of Grimbold's failed decisions at the Fords of Isen. He wanted to stay because he had nothing to lose. I cursed my husband when he left. He, who has always been kind to me. My poor husband must be suffering much if he is still alive. First, I withdrew my support, and then Elfhelm followed in the heat of battle. He will be shattered. Agility, Vitality, Finesse, and Critical Rating. Let me double check what we have here. Agility, Vitality, Fate, and Physical Mastery. Well, I think I'm gonna, yeah, take this one. What do you mean I don't have enough room for that? Oh, come on.
Saruman will pay for the crimes of the White Hand.
So Elfhelm rides to protect Edoras while my husband and Erkenbrand are nowhere to be found. Elfhelm is a coward. It is the Westfold that needs aid. If it falls, there will be no Edoras. No matter, we have a prisoner to deal with. Perhaps he can tell us about Isengard's movements.
1,000 curses upon the orcs.
I would ask you to go seek Grimbold now, but the Half-orc track team by Humbrit is asking to speak with you, and only you. Will you treat with him before you leave? I would know what these Half-orcs are about. I do not like their presence so near to Grimslade, with our defenses being what they are, and war on the very horizon. Okay. Before I forget though, I think between... Yeah, I'm gonna take this one that I just got. I think the finesse is more useful. As of right now, it's not a difference at all because we are not using any pocket items, but at some point we will start leveling up again. And yeah, that item's gonna be useful at some point, I hope. Okay, here we have the half-orc. The Warden who beat me. Took you long enough. Let me go and I'll see that no harm comes to this little rat hole of a town. What do you say? I'll return to the others, tell them to move on, and we'll stay out of your hair, eh? Wait, don't go just yet! Wait! What can I offer in exchange for my freedom? You ask the half-orc why he is so eager to be let go. No particular reason, but for the cruel Rohirrim who have bullied and starved me since I was put here. My boys have done some thieving, but I can make that stop. Just let me go. The prisoner claims that the Rohirrim have mistreated him. Scraps of recently eaten food are plainly visible on this plate. The bedding is clean and better than many prisoners would hope to receive. Alright, you win. You win, I will tell you everything, just please let me go. They are coming soon. There will be fire and blood. They have torches and they will burn this town as they did all the others. I do not want to burn. Free me, I have told you all. Half-orcs are coming to burn Grimslade. There is no time to lose. Yeah, I imagine that. So, where do we need to go? The guard at the front gate? Yeah. Let us warn them. And that reminds me, I also have a couple more quests to turn here in Grimslade. Now that I have the berries and the meat from the last episode. Yeah, we also need to turn those in. Yeah, here we go.
The Rohirrim do not surrender.
You are too kind. The townsfolk will be terribly glad to see this. A full stomach can cheer a man even on the edge of war. Oh yeah, so what do we have here? Completed Quests of the Westfold. And now you are known as Beriathan, Hero of the Westfold. And Quests of the Westfold. Let us see. So Quests of the Westfold, a Virtue XP, some marks. Quests of the Westfold, a title to go with it as well. This one, you have aided the people of the Westfold. You know what? I like that title. I think it's time to change it. We've been rocking the previous one for a long time. And here we have the Deeds of the Westfold. Explorer Deed, which we will get eventually. The Slayer Deed, which is a pain. And Survivor of the Long Night, which we will get some point in the future.
Do you bring provisions?
Thank you, Beriathan. This will do well for a while. Lady Hildith will surely be pleased that we have more food set aside for us each. Yeah, I think she will be glad to hear that, considering what we have just learned.
Hail, traveler. Are you here to help us?
I'll get these arrows to the wall straight away, traveler. The archers of Grimslade will keep the torches at bay.
The White Hand is wicked.
Half-orcs coming with fire. We'll be ready for them, Beriathan. Grimslade will not fall today. Back to Hildith.
How could we possibly survive this?
You hastily tell Hildith all that you heard, and that you have already readied the men at the wall for the coming battle. If we live through this, remind me to change, Beriathan. I have some reflecting to do. Let us make ready. These half-orcs will not set Grimslade afire without a fight.
War is upon us. Down with Isengard!
The half-orcs are bold to attack the city where my husband is staying. The Helmingas are loyal to Grimbold and will fight to the death to keep Grimslade's walls standing. Let us head over to the gate, Beriathan. I will defend my husband's honor now, even if I did not do so before.
The half-orc prisoner, terrified of burning along with Grimslade, has disclosed a planned attack by the servants of Saruman.
Saruman will pay for the crimes of the White Hand.
Do we let the prisoner go free to keep his word and call off the attack? Or do we hold him here, punish him, fight, And if we die, let him die with us. I ask your permission to advise here, my lady. You may speak freely, Dunward. How else can I hope to make amends for my earlier words? This prisoner is nothing to us in a jail cell. If he can stop the attack, we should let him try. I agree. Prisoner, you are free to go, on the condition that you keep your word. Oathbreakers are not favored in life. Your punishment would be beyond anything we could inflict. On my honor, I'll see that the attack is stopped. My boys will leave this forest, I swear it on my life.
War is upon us. Down with Isengard!
Let us convene at the gate. I want to see to his safe departure myself. Guards, free this man at once and bring him to the gate. At once, my lady. Yeah, at least it does take us all the way over to the gate. What now?
Saruman will pay for the crimes of the White Hand.
I like not that Grimslade's fate hangs by the honor of a half-orc's oath. Go, half-orc, you are free. Call off your soldiers and fire and go where you will. Thank you. I swear I will repay your kindness.
War is upon us. Down with Isengard!
And now we wait, I suppose. We have bolstered our defenses somewhat in case our friend decides not to keep his word. I cannot bring myself to go back inside just yet, and I'll feel much safer if you remain here with us, Beriathan. This wedding is most unnerving. I find myself reflecting upon my regrets. Do not let your mind dwell there long, Lady Hildith. I have served your husband and his father before him as a counselor in Grimslade. Never has Grimslade faced such dire times. Never has Rohan been so threatened. You are leading as Grimbold would, brave and just. Perhaps your words were once too harsh, but you are a worthy Thane now. It may be so, Dunward, but I cannot take back my last words to my husband. If he lives, he is abandoned and alone. It is my fault. No! And of course you cannot trust the half-orc's promises. Stand strong, men of Grimslade. We will not let the town fall today. Let them come. We are not afraid of them. But feel free to lend me a hand, just in case, you know. Completed Half-orc Slayer of the Westfold, that's great. Oh my god. And of course here he is, back. And look how many people have died because of you. Hope you're happy. I hope you are, because there will be no mercy for you as soon as I'm done with you again. Such a soft, foolish, trusting lot can have no place in the new Rohan, a Rohan governed by Saruman the Wise. We will slaughter the weak like lambs and burn their homes to ashes. I do not regret my mercy, nor my hope that you will be true to your word. You will be haunted forever by your broken oath, Half-orc. Are you ready, boys? Kill them! I said kill them! What in the world? We were on our way to Edoras as Gandalf bid, and we heard a commotion. I hope we were not too late. We lost 4 good men, and we would have soon been overrun. I have wronged your husband, Lady Hildith, but I hope to right things between myself and Grimbold. His wife has wounded him worst of all, I fear. I cursed him for leaving me on the eve of battle and told him I never wanted to lay eyes on him again. Poor Grimbold.
Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
I see. It would seem we have all abandoned him. Erkenbrand's host turned asunder by the Uruks, Prince Théodred's dead in his arms. His home close to him, his soldiers dead, and I, his fellow, leaving him alone where he stood. Elfhelm's face is grave as he meets Hildith's eyes. I must take my leave, my lady, for Gandalf bade me to protect Edoras for the king. My poor husband, what have I done? Hildith sighs deeply as he turns to Elfhelm. Good luck to you, Elfhelm. I will not forget what you have done for us this day. If I ever see Grimbold again, I will tell him of how your valor saved us all.
Saruman will pay for the crimes of the White Hand.
We have done it. Now Grimbold will have a home to come back to, not thanks to the treachery of the Half-orcs. Thank you, Beriathan. I do not know what would have become of us without your steadfast aid. Agility, but vitality, agility, mastery, critical rating. Yeah, I dig it. I dig this cloak. We have backspace, of course. We don't have backspace. Ah, Christ. Let me see what can we get rid of. Maybe one of these unidentified items.
How could we possibly survive this?
You have saved Grimbold's home from fire and foes, but I must ask you to do one more favor in his name, since I am unworthy of your help. Will you tell him that his wife still loves him? His spirit is surely broken after losing everyone dear to him, and losing his war upon the enemy at the Fords of Isen. Please, find him and convince him that he still has a life worth living, Beriathan. Okay, let us equip this cloak actually. I do like how it looks. Now, as you see, we need to ride to the Fords of Isen. And I just want to take the time while we ride to say how much I appreciate the quest line in Grimslade. A few days ago I was reading a post by one player who says how he does not like Rohan because it is very similar one place to the other in the sense that you go there, look for the local thing, helping in the war, and move on to the next town, rinse and repeat. In some towns, especially in the Western Net, you find one of Grimma's allies, so you need to uncover some sort of treachery and defeat the enemies. And once again, rinse and repeat. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I do share the same feelings, especially West Rohan. Now that I look back to it, it's not really that long, but it really does feel long due to the linearity of every single area, the need to complete all the quests to get the trade points, and how similar each storyline is to the next one. But the big exception to my eyes is this one in Grimslade, because we get to see another side of the war that we hadn't seen up to this point, and that is the disapproval of your family. Like, I don't want you to go, you are gonna die in there, please stay with me. And a desperation so big it even makes you hurt the ones that you love. And how Grimbold, after losing all hope, well, losing his wife, losing his friends, the battle, his prince, everything. And well, I hope that we can see the end of Grimbold's arc today, because it's really nice. And once again, it's a part of the world that we had not seen, because every other town so far somewhat agrees to the war. I mean, they don't like the idea maybe of sending their soldiers to fight, but they see the necessity of it and they do so. And even when they do not agree with each other, all characters end up setting aside their differences and helping each other. And that still happens today. That still happens in Grimslade, when Hildith and Elfhelm end up working together. And Hildith goes through a really great character arc, from being this harsh, unforgiving woman to realizing her mistakes, changing her ways. I think the devs did a great job with Grimslade. And the forts. We're about to get to the forts, so hopefully you will see what I mean. We need to explore the hills around the forts. You have discovered the Fords of Isen. So yeah, this is the Fords of Isen. As you have seen, we have still not yet finished the Explorer of the Westfold, but that will come in just a moment. Now, no, I always get confused. This is not the place in which we need to climb the hill. So this is the entrance to the Fords of Isen from Rohan. You might remember the last time we were here, we came through the other side, through the gap of Rohan and Dunland, and we couldn't cross. So there's still a way in which you can come through the gap of Rohan. I mean, you can cross the forts both ways. You basically need to look for a specific item that will transport you to each one of the versions of the forts. Dunlanding looters have already begun searching the bodies of the fallen Rohirrim, defiling them where they died. You should drive off the looters to show them that Rohan has not yet fallen while the free people still stand. So if you are coming from the Gap of Rohan and Theodred's camp, you will find a door blocking the passage to Rohan, so you only need to interact with that door and you will be ported to this version of the forts. If you try to return to Dunland, to the west, you will find, if memory serves me right, a lock, a fallen tree blocking your way, so you only need to interact with that one. And once again, that one will take you to Rohan, to Dunland, sorry. The soldiers of the second battle. The soldiers who died at the Fords of Isen need burial, but you haven't the strength or time to bury them all. You should bury as many soldiers as you can before you tire. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. So yeah, here we are, the Fords of the Isen. Let us see if we can find a good vantage point for us to get some pictures of it. And see, yeah, witness the destruction that Saruman's forces have brought. If anything, Saruman still is very cunning and deceitful. And here we see the fruits of his plans. Now here we are at the second hill, the southeast of the forts. This side of the cliff is crawling with hostile Dunlandings. Wild men from Dunland have set up camp along the Fords of Isen, seething with a violent hatred for the Horse Lords. You should defeat the Dunlandings at their camp atop the cliff overlooking the river. anything else that we need to do in this hill? I don't think there is. But what we can do is pull some of the down landings so that we can fight them. Close quarters, AoE. There we go. And before I forget, we have completed this Half-orc Slayer of the Westfold, 5 LOTRO points, increased reputation. We have the advanced state here, but I don't think we're gonna complete that. At least not for the time being. Anything else that we need to do on this side of the hill? Doesn't seem to be. You have defeated a number of downlandings at the Fords of Isen, but the true danger marches by the tens of thousands towards Helm's Deep. Alright. But yeah, it seems on this side there is nothing else to do. There is a downlanding captain, but nothing else, so it seems we can come down this hill. We actually need to find the looters at the forts and also bury the soldiers. But I think we're going first to the hill on the northeast side of the forts, as there are a couple things that we can also do there. A few more things, actually. But I think we can grab some of these guys along the way. That's it. So now, let us go to the northeast hill. How do we climb this again? Over here, I believe. You have discovered Lufut-mos. Okay. The Uruk war leader can be seen patrolling around Lufut-mos, strengthening the resolve of his White Hand minions. A number of prisoners, brave soldiers from the forts, can be found on Lufut-mos. You should free these valiant survivors from their chains. In the wake of the great host that passed through not long ago, the struggling Uruks have set down a war camp and now sit atop the cliffs as masters of the Fords of Isen. Not on my watch. So, okay, we have explored both hills, so we can technically now look for Grimbold and at the forts proper, but still can do a couple things in here. Rohirric banners planted upon the bodies of the Uruk-hai you've slain should send a strong message to the foes coming down from Isengard. You should defeat several Uruks and plant banners upon them where they fall. Yeah, come over here. If you wanna fight, I'm gonna give you a fight. Alrighty.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Let us break the chains of these two prisoners. Okay, there are more chains in here. So let us focus on that. Let us focus on the chains. I think we'll get more than enough chances to fight Uruks along the way. This guy is here, for example. Uruk war leader, okay. You have defeated the Uruk war leader. Awesome. You have defeated the mighty Uruk war leader. And oh god. Why? Let me see. What do I destroy now to make room for this? I don't know. Agility, vitality, finesse, critical rating. Let me take a look at this because yeah, it's better than this one that we have in here. So I think that copper bubble of the Westfold we can do without and take this one. Perfect. Plant the last few banners. This last chain. Okay. Let us make our way out. You have defeated a number of Uruks at the Fords of Isen and claimed their deaths with proud banners of the Rohirrim. The forts will not be safe for foes while Rohan endures. You have freed a number of soldiers from their bonds at Lufut-mos. Their outlooks are much brighter thanks to your heroic intervention. You have defeated a number of Uruks at the Fords of Isen, but the true danger marches by the tens of thousands towards Helm's Deep. Yeah, that was already established, but well, we're doing everything we can. But what's the way down to the forts now? Okay, now we need to finish defeating the looters, and I'm burying as many Rohirrim as we can. Latsunu, oh no. This is the Thane of Martin. You remember him, right? Well, they talked about him to us a lot. Here lies Gladsunu, Thane of Martin and beloved husband to Agelwyn. Agelwyn waited long for word of her beloved before she bravely led her people to Helm's Deep in his place. A note lies clutched in his hand. You found a note addressed to Agelwyn. To my dear wife, Agelwyn. Elwyn deserves to have this letter delivered by a friend, for the news of her husband's death will be hard to bear, yeah. I write this in great haste, for I am wounded. My leg is broken and I cannot get up. My fellow soldiers lie dead around me, and I am sure my death will come soon, for it is only a matter of time until another horde of enemies pours through the fort. Do not be sad for me, my dear lady. I feel no pain when I think of you. I only hope against all hope that this letter may reach you someday. My only wish is that you be happy and brave, and that you survive. Our fair Rohan, my bad. Our fair Rohan will prevail. I will not live to see it, but I know you will. Be safe. Care for the people of Martin. Glad Sunu. At first, I thought, yeah, maybe they had a kid. They were talking about him. But no. It was Rohan. It's just that since you cannot increase the size on those kind of letters, it's really hard at times to read what they say. So bury the Rohirrim. As you can see, there are a whole lot of Rohirrim in here. A lot of them fell to the White Hand. But well, the time is getting close for us to repay these debts. And that's gonna be very exciting. And you stop defiling the dead. You have driven off a number of Dunlanding looters for the sake of the fallen Rohirrim at the Fords of Isen. You have buried enough bodies for now, for sadly there will be many more before the night is through. Yeah. Now we can just find Grimbold. So he is still standing here at Theodred's grave. Grimbold, what happened to you? Don't worry, everything is gonna be okay now. But I just want to see if I can, as I was saying, get some extra pictures of the forts. This is a very important moment in the War of the Ring, I would say. Leave me to die, stranger. My prince lies here, and I cannot allow myself to leave while the fort lies open to the likes of Saruman. Let them kill me here. The great host has already marched, but they are only the beginning. My death is here. You urge Grimbold to rouse himself. Why? Why should I? Nobody will stand with me. Everyone has retreated, and the enemy cannot be kept out. Nothing you say to me can save Rohan Beriathan. Well, at least you have recognized me now. That's better.
Grimbold has fallen into a deep gloom since the death of Prince Theodred, and deeper still when Elfhelm and the Rohirrim abandoned him. He now awaits death as the last defender of the Fords.
You don't need to. Let us go.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Leave me be and let the enemy come. Just let them come. I will fall here with Prince Theodred. I should have been the one to die, not him, for I had nothing to live for. This is where I belong. I have cheated death for too long. Just leave me alone. You must convince Grimbold that he is wrong. I have wronged your husband, Lady Hildith, but I hope this right stinks between myself and Grimbold. It would seem we all have abandoned him. Grimbold isn't moved by your account? Oh, come on. You gotta listen to this now. I find myself reflecting upon my regrets. You are leading us Grimbold would, brave and just. It may be sudden word, but I cannot take back my last words to my husband. If he leaves, he is abandoned and alone. It is my fault. My Hildith. No, it will not do. Rohan will fall, and I will fall with it. Grimbold sits stubbornly, his eyes fixed upon the ground. Okay, so you gotta listen to this now. You thought I remained in Medusel hunched like an old tree beneath winter snow. So it was when you went to war, but a wind from the west has shaken the bows. Can it be true? The king has ridden to war himself? The king leaves his hall and rides to war? I feel as if I slumbered too long and woke to find the world wholly changed. I could not have saved his son, but I will endeavor to keep him, my king, from harm.
What brings you to these lands?
If my aging king can bring himself from a warm hearth and soft chair, then I will not yet condemn Rohan as lost. I will fight for Théoden as I have always done. Erkenbrand, Erkenbrand! We must find him, for he had good soldiers with him before we were split asunder. Erkenbrand! He cannot be far. For Théoden! For Erkenbrand! For the mark! So at least we were able to save Grimbold, so that's really good news. Although if you've read the books, you do know Grimbold was not going to die at the forts. There is a grave danger ahead. Yeah, I can see.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Grimbold has stopped short, his voice dropped to a whisper. Look out ahead. Do you see the size of that troll? We must try to take him down. I do not think we will die today, Beriathan, however the odds may be against us. For Rohan! Pause now. Okay, so I think Bosnauk is also one of the warbands of the Westfold. I think we even saw him appear on the map on one of the previous episodes. So it's really nice that we get to fight him now. Bosnauk is defeating. Much like Cletwood, he's part of the questline, of the story of the Westfold. You okay, Grimbold? Oh, okay, no. We were waiting for him. So who is this? Well, you already saw, right? That's Erkenbrand. Erkenbrand, Gandalf, how did we meet here? It would seem that we have all been looking for each other, Grimbold. Though I cannot fathom how we were so lucky as to arrive here at the same time. I suppose I had a little something to do with it as well, but come, you must listen. Speak with Gandalf? Okay. Erkenbrand and Grimbold, and Gandalf, of course, and now these two on the picture. You have found Grimbold and Erkenbrand has found us. This is an unexpected turn of fortune indeed. I am sorry that your reunion must be swift, but we cannot tarry here, my friends. It is to the Herberg that we must look. Erkenbrand, lead on. We will go to your encampment, for we must plan our next move at once. You have discovered Erkenbrand's refuge, and that's what we were missing to complete the Explorer of the Westemnet. So we have completed a Westfold exploration. We have a new title to go with it as well. And let us see what we got then. You have explored an area of the Westfold in great detail, yeah. Did complete it. Explorer of the Westfold, there you have it. Rejuvenation potions, a virtue XP, the usual stuff. And also, Explorer of the Westfold. Here, 5 LOTRO points, the title, and the virtue XP as well. So we have capped wit, and now we are advancing determination. So let us do that. And 5 LOTRO points. So here we are at long last. We have found Grimbold, we have found Erkenbrand, Elfhelm, Gandalf. So we are ready, it seems now, to ride to Helm's Deep. But that, however, will be a matter for the next episode, as we have reached the end of today's episode. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.